Quick question. Are you lazy or are you tired? I feel the need to have this particular conversation with you because a lot of us are doing a really great job of berating ourselves, of being mean, nasty, and unkind because we are adopting someone else's message about who we are. It's time for us to unlearn that BS right after this intro. And welcome back to another episode of the Daily Donna with me, your host, Dr. Donna Oreo, sex and relationship therapist in the Washington, D.C. metro area, author of Drink Water and Mind Your Business, a Black woman's guide to unlearning the BS and healing self-esteem. So let's dip into this thing about lazy or tired. I think there's a lot of rhetoric outside about what a person can do and what feels good, safe, sane, reasonable for a person to do. I think that we've moved into this space where we're in the almost the gig economy. Everybody not only has a full-time job, but also often has a part-time job in addition to maybe having aspirations of content creation or trying to keep hobbies and friends and family and lovers. And you're trying to do all of these things and often trying to do all of these things at the same time. And because you're not seeing traction, specifically because we're not seeing financial traction, we start to have this conversation with ourselves about how we are lazy, how we didn't do this one thing, or we couldn't make ourselves stick to this schedule, or what have you. And we start getting into a space where we are coming down hard on ourselves, saying that we are lazy, saying that something must be wrong with us. And you start to, I would say, re redefine the person that you are according to eyes who sit on the sidelines not doing themselves. So let's actually just start with, what is the definition of lazy? So lazy, according to Merriam-Webster, is disinclined to activity or exertion, not energetic or vigorous, encouraging inactivity or indolence, moving slowly, sluggish, droopy, lax, placed on its side, not rigorous or strict. Those are the definition of lazy. And I bet for a lot of us, if we looked at our lives, we would not be able to find the lazy anywhere in there. Because you're not lazy, baby. You're overtaxed and you're trying to add something else to your plate. So if you want to figure out whether or not you're lazy, I'm going to need you to run this favor for me for about a week. A week. As a matter of fact, make it 2, just in case you're on one of those weird weeks where things is off and odd. I want you to write down every single thing that you do. If you need to put an alarm in the phone, put it in the phone at, let's say, around noon, let's say around 4, and let's say around 9 or 10 before you go to bed. Write down every single thing that you do. We're not categorizing just now. Every single thing. You brushed your teeth, you washed your face, you cleaned up the living room, you put some books back in its place, you did whatever you did, right? I want you to write down every single thing that you did. Your time is actually going somewhere. You are actually doing something, but we are doing one hell of a job telling ourselves that we are lazy. And I think that part of the reason why we say that we're lazy is because we're not seeing the outcome that we desire because the times have changed. Some of us are comparing ourselves to our parents, right? We're comparing ourselves to previous generations, what they had when they were our ages, and we are finding ourselves lacking. And I would say that you're probably doing, number one, the work of somebody who already is telling you that you're lacking, right? Like older generations often find younger generations already to be ones that are lacking, seeing them as ones who aren't doing everything that they could be doing, seeing them behave and do in different ways, forgetting that these are also little computers. So you think that somebody is simply not paying attention to you, but they might actually be taking notes, right? Like there is a thought about almost every generation that follows, that somehow this generation is one that doesn't want to work, is unwilling to do this extra piece. When part of the reality is that each generation, I think, becomes more and more overworked. All right. You have expectations for how you will perform in school. We forget that school is a place literally for learning, and now we've turned it into a place not to learn but to win or to achieve. And that if you did not achieve, then you were not doing what you were supposed to do. We've moved into an economy of perfection. So everybody is constantly performing. Perfection specifically. That is what I mean by when I say that you're performing. All of us, we're constantly performing perfection. We can't just be a student. We have to be the best student. We have to do studenthood in a specific way, wearing specific clothes, smelling a specific way, hair done, face did, everything done, right? And even down to the hobbies that we're wanting, we are not leaving room for ourselves to actually be human, because we have to be perfect humans who start off in something brand new, get the hang of it quickly, and then are able to sell that thing as though it is perfect. Our hobbies end up going away into the gig economy, because now we're trying to make up for the money that we don't have because of inflation and all these other things. So you no longer have the things that you loaf around on that are just there for your fun, for your entertainment, that you don't have to do well on. Now, everything that you do must be done well and must also be monetized. So you're doing a bunch of stuff all the time, braiding somebody's hair, knitting a blanket. You're getting paid for these things and still opening your mouth. You're still fixing your mouth to talk about how lazy you are. I think that you're tired. I think that you are going to come back after these 2 weeks of just looking at what you do with your time, doing this deep time audit. You're going to see that you don't actually have a lot of time when you are off. You're going to see that on your days off, when you're so-called not working, that you're still working. That you go from working for your job to working for yourself, to working for the betterment of your household, to doing some future planning, because you're always on the move. And I'm hand up, I'm guilty, right? Like hypocritical therapist here. I have been one to every now and then lament and say something like, "Oh gosh, you're so lazy. Like you didn't do anything today." And like sometimes I'll tell my I'll tell Mr. Boo thing. I'll be like, "Yeah, I didn't do anything today." And the nothing I did today was the laundry, and I cooked or I baked something. I was able to deal with something for a client. I am coordinating this other thing. I created or I started the outline for something that I want to teach. I did some research on this one thing. These are the things that I will say is nothing. The deep research, that deep work, that work that doesn't necessarily produce a finished product, like legitimately will say I'm lazy and sit in that as a part of my story or my truth. And I'm having to unravel this thing. And I recognize that, again, as special as I am, it does not mean that I am singular. It means that somebody out there is doing the same thing. And like I know that my mama has called herself lazy after having done a whole day worth of cooking, after doing her job and the jobs of other people who don't seem to know how to do their job. She will still say that she didn't do anything, because I think the things that come as ease for us, the things that we do with that come with without so much effort that it feels painful, we dismiss those things and we say, I ain't really do nothing today. Oh, I'm lazy. And even if you were in stillness, it does not mean that you were lazy. Chances are you already overworked today. So we could just start there. But I wonder, where we picked up on this laziness, because quite frankly, it feels anti-Black. And here's why. Just come with me on this little journey real quick. People who stole this land then went to the shores of not here to steal people from not here, to bring them here, to do work for them for generations after generation after generation after generation, for the offspring of these people to fight for and win their freedom, because you don't get freedom at the benevolence of others. That's like, please remove that from your idea here. So to fight for your freedom, to fight for that freedom, to be free, to finally have moments where one can rest, to then be hit with vagrancy laws that says that if you're not doing anything, you seem to just be out and about with not a care in the world, doing nothing, that you can be arrested and basically sold back into legalized slavery, the loophole that they created. And these are the people that would then tell you that you were lazy. And then sit in it as though it is some sort of matter of fact, instead of it being a matter of a system that is designed to see you overwork and see you work yourself to death. We believe that we are supposed to be productive every moment of every day for as long as we live. And as long as we are thinking that it is our job, our duty, our requirement to show that we are useful and valuable by way of the labor that we produce, every time we go to take rest, we will have a story of laziness playing itself in our heads. But maybe you'll hear it when I say that chances are you have been doing more than one thing and burning your candle at both ends for a very long time. And that you're getting to a space where your body and your mind refuse to allow you to carry on in that self-destructive manner and pattern. You're not lazy, you're exhausted, and you might just now be done with the level of productivity that this world requires you to perform to prove that you are a person of worth. You're not worth because you do. You're worthy because you are. Do that homework. Track that work for 2 weeks. Write down everything that you do. And then come back here and tell me if you are actually lazy. I know that when I've done it, I prove myself wrong every single time. So I ain't lazy. I'm tired. And I think it's okay for me to name that. And I hope that you feel okay to do the same. You are the bee's knees, sweetheart. I am Dr. Donna. This is the Daily Donna. Don't forget to tell me in the comments, do you think that you're lazy? And where did you get this rhetoric from? Where did you pick up these words that you use to beat yourself over the head with? And are you actually just tired? Now, if you're actually lazy, go ahead and say that too. But I'm just saying, tell me. This is the Daily Donna. I am Dr. Donna. And I will see you tomorrow, because we do this every single day with a therapeutic edge. All right. Bye.